And then you pick the deal sites that would be ideal to run it on, right? So you pick the deal sites to run it on. And there are more, everybody knows Groupon, right? Everybody in the room know Groupon, right? And some people know Living Social. Anybody know Living Social? No, okay, Living Social.
You will.
Living Social is another one that we use a lot as well. But there are a ton of other deal sites that are specific to countries and even specific to cities. Like Atlanta has a bunch of little deal sites that do really well for Atlanta businesses. So you pick the deal sites that you want to run these offers on, but don't always think about the Groupons and the Living Socials. Look for the deal sites that are structured for cities, countries, you know, wherever the location is.
And there's also deal sites that are specifically niched. So there might be deal sites, there's one called, it's just for men. So the deals that are on there are all men related. There's some deal sites that are just for nightlife. So everything on there is just for nightlife.
How would you know about that one?
There's some that, you know, are just for moms. You know, so they have all these different niche deal sites as well that a lot of people aren't that familiar with, especially business owners are not familiar with.
And some of the deal sites that are popping up right now that are really popular as well are for products, right? Physical products. You can do them now on Groupon and Living Social as well, but there are deal sites out there for physical products. If you're selling headphones, iPads, iPhone cases, right? There are deal sites out there now for physical products, a lot of those. And then the next thing that you need to do is after you submit the deal is that you need to collect your percentage. So with the deal site owner, you work out the fact that you're going to get a percentage like we talked about. So you collect your percentage.
And that's the part I like the most.
And then you repeat it. So here's the big thing. When you run a deal on a deal site, right, you run it on a deal site, and then you take that deal, take a snapshot of that deal, and guess what? Now you have your, she knows right there. She's like telling me. Now you have your structure for running the deal on another deal site. So if I just ran the deal on Living Social, I take a snapshot of it and I send it to Groupon and say, hey, we just ran this deal. We sold 70, you know, made all this money. Living Social made all this money. Do you want to run it? What do you think Groupon says? Absolutely. And you guys know what you're doing. You've done all the hard work for us. They look at the Living Social deal, and you know, the hard work's done for them. They already know what the offer is. They structure it for their market, right? And so you can repeat the deal on other deal sites. So now when you've done one deal for a local business, repeat it on other deal sites, and you keep collecting the cash that way. Does that make sense?
To add on to that, deal sites actually start contacting you when you start bringing them, because you're making them money. So if you just made them, you know, whatever X amount of dollars, they're going to contact you and say, what have you got, and can you rerun that? So we have some students that deal sites are calling them, you know, saying, what do they have?
Right. I love it when Living Social calls me, because I have them on my caller ID, and I'm like, hello, this is Alicia, you know, and they're looking, what's the next deal that you have? What else do you have for me? You know, we're ready for our next deal. And the great thing about these deal sites is when we're in the structure the deal phase, you know, there's some things that Lorette and I do to make sure that the business wins, because these deal sites, they don't care so much about you as a business owner if you win. They want the best deal so that they can make the most money. Do you guys know that? Yeah. Yes. But that's not how we operate. We want to make sure that the business makes the most money, right, possible, and has the best structured deal, right? So what we do is we make sure that we structure the deal correctly. But Living Social, Groupon, all these deal sites, they have their own copywriters. They have their own department that does all of the writing and the work. All you're doing is making sure you follow, you know, if you're one of our students, you make sure that you follow our formula and what we show you on how to make sure that the deal is maximized for the local business owner, because that local business owner is who you care about. You want to make sure that they do as good as possible so they come back to you. And guess what these business owners start doing as well? They start talking, and we'll show you that in the presentation, but they start talking about you to other local business owners. You know, guess what Sabine just did for me, right? She made me $22,000. They start talking about it, and Sabine gets all of these connections from other local business owners. So it makes it even easier once you